fully vaxxed.
That's amazing. I
Isn't that
think the
wild?
first vaxxed person, first vaxxed
First in the
Canadian.
entire world, me. I am patient zero of the Pfizer vaccine.
Wow. How do you feel? Do
Wow.
you feel any different?
My arm hurts a little bit, and I have to say that the man in the Air Force who gave me my first vaccine,
Who sang Moana?
hot, sweet, sang Moana, loved him. The guy in the Air Force who gave me my second vaccine dose, not as big a fan. I was trying to make small talk by being like, so I found out that not everyone in the Air Force knows how to fly planes. And he was like, yeah.
Well, yeah, you led with that, like calling them out, like,
No,
oh,
I was like, what do you do? Do you know how to fly a plane? And he was like, no. And I'm like, okay, cool. What do you do? Whatever. And then he was just not into it. Already hates me because I called him out for not flying a plane, I guess.
yeah.
And then he was like, okay, relax, when he like grabbed my shoulder. And then he stuck the needle in kind of hard.
Oh,
It
wait.
was really aggressive.
Whoopi said on The View that it doesn't hurt. So I
It
guess she
didn't
didn't go to
hurt.
that guy.
The sweet guy who sang Moana to me the first time, it didn't hurt at all. It was really nice. And then
Hmm.
this today, it was like a little jab. But I think he
Wow.
might hate me. So
Do you think he still thinks about you as much as you think about him?
probably not. But I would like to think that, yeah. I would like to
Maybe
think
he's
this
talking about you on his podcast.
He could have told me that he had a podcast. I was just trying to make small talk.
Yeah.
I would have appreciated him saying, I have a pod. I don't fly, but I pod.
I don't like that I pod.
Yeah, something.
That's a
That would
good
have been
trade-off,
good.
yeah.
But no, nothing. Just a little jab in the arm. But honestly, that jab in the arm was I loved it. I needed it. I wanted it. I'm so happy to have had it.
Wait,
So,
so like for those of us who have not been vaxxed yet,
mhm.
like what would you compare that jab to? Like a punch to the arm? Like what?
No, not like a punch,
Okay.
but it felt a little bit like not as bad as getting an ear pierced, but like kind of like that. Like I really did feel the
Oh.
needle going in.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I don't want to scare you because I know you don't like needles and I do want
I'm
you to get the vaccine.
yeah. I'm an anti-vaxxer just because I hate needles. Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
I do want you to go get it though. So I'm going to say that it was just this one guy who detests me and wants me to die. It wasn't,
Okay.
yeah, it was him.
I'll try to find the person who was singing Moana.
Yeah, at Brooklyn Medgar's College. There's whoever's singing Disney, that's the one. You got to get
That's the
him.
one. Okay.
And then this is my receipt of the week. So I texted my dad this morning and I said, I have the full vax! Exclamation point. Then my dad replies to me, great, period. Don't go crazy.
I think that's good advice.
Okay.
What do you think that
What does
he's
he
thinking
think
you'll
I'm going to
do?
do? What do you think he thinks I'm going to do? I'm like not going to just start, now that I have the vax, I'm not going to like do cocaine off of a dirty bathroom. Like what does he think is
No, but
coming up for me?
we know people that are
I know,
doing.
but I'm not flying to Mexico today. I got my vax. I'm not on a plane.
You're not flying similarly to the guy who gave you your second vax. Also,
No.
yeah,
I'm not just like him. I also am not on a plane.
right.
Yeah. I'm not doing that. So I really don't know I feel like my dad was being shady.
Well, I mean, like are you thinking about like leading your life a little bit differently because of this, or
Yes, but only in small ways.
yeah,
I want to hang out inside with my friends who had the vaccine. I would like to do that. I want to play board games. That's all I'm asking to do. It's not going crazy. It's a board
I
game.
have 3 board games right in front of me right now.
Right?
Yeah.
And we could play them because now I'm vaccinated. I want to hug my dad. I want to give him a hug. I'm like, that's not crazy.
But don't go crazy. Yeah.
Don't go crazy. I just want to give him a nice little squeeze. And then I also would be interested in performing in bars again. I want to perform stand-up in bars. I want to do a show at Union Hall, and I feel confident and comfortable to do that now that I'm vaxxed.
Yes.
Namaste.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Projecting things for the future. I love it.
None of those things are crazy, though.
I don't think they're crazy.
Right?
Well,
None of those things are crazy.
well, he just doesn't want you to go crazy, and
Okay.
you can just reaffirm him. Hey, not gonna go crazy.
I
promise.
said I won't. I just replied, I won't! Exclamation point. That was
Yeah.
it. That's the combo.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Can you believe? he also told me, okay, so I interview him every week. I'm just interviewing my dad because we have time right now and I love hearing his stories. So I'm recording them on Zoom. And he told me this week that when I was born, he didn't want to see me come out of my mother. He was like, I had to stay on the other side because I was too scared to see it. And then I asked
Mhm.
him if I was cute, and he said no. He said
Mm.
newborn babies are not cute. I was like, oh, so I wasn't cute. Okay.
Does he think? I hope that he thinks you're cute now.
Yeah, I
Have
was
you
like,
asked for
did
an
I
update?
get cute? I was like, when was I cute? And he was like, I don't know.
Oh
Sometime,
my god!
sometime a few months in.
Wow.
I know, my dad. I love him, but I don't think he's not as into babies as I am.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Do you have any receipts?
I do. I have receipt advice for
Okay.
you, Jen. I'm not giving advice. I'm asking for
You're
advice.
asking for advice. Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay. So I have been a little busy lately, and there have been a few people that have like reached out, and they're like, "Hey, let's hang out." And like,
Mm.
instead of just being like no, I sometimes like just ghost, and I feel bad because I was looking
Um,
for like receipts for you right now, and I was like, oh, I never responded to someone over the weekend that was like, hey, let's do this thing on Sunday.
mhm.
I should have. What do you
Yeah.
think?
I understand that though. I think it gets really overwhelming because there's a lot of anxiety right now, especially because of the pandemic. So it makes sense not feeling up to responding to every text and also not wanting to go on every plan that is
Yeah,
presented to you. But I agree that it's good to respond. And I think you can explain why. I don't think you have to be mean about it, but you could be like,
I can still explain now. Like
yeah,
it's better
yeah,
to explain.
I think you can be like, hey, sorry, I didn't respond before. I was feeling kind of overwhelmed this weekend, or I was
Yes,
feeling anxious this weekend. And then, like, set the parameters for how you would like to hang out if you do want to, or if you don't want to, figure out a different thing to say. Like,
okay.
so either like, I'd love to see you, these parameters, or I'm not really seeing people, I don't know, inside. I'm not really seeing that many people right now.
Yeah.
Can we rain
Okay.
check?
I will
That's
text
my
them.
opinion. What do you think?
I just feel like, oh gosh, because like I feel like I've done that like a number of times in the past where I'm like, oh, sorry, not like a just seeing this, like I don't do that, but like
Mm-hmm.
I'll do like, hey, sorry for, not acknowledging it in a timely manner.
Yeah.
I feel like I've done that so many times that it's like, okay, I've, uh, you know, it's like the free punch card, like I've done it like so
Like you
many
should get a free
times,
coffee right now for how many
something.
times you've done that. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Uh,
but I think it's better. I prefer that. Like if I text someone to make plans and they don't respond to me, I prefer that they tell me that
yeah.
they're just not feeling up for it for whatever reason. Because I think it's
Mhm.
like mental health is a real issue that we have to
Yeah.
acknowledge.
I know with the weather getting nicer out, I feel like a lot of people are just like, hello, Andrew, I want to hang out with you. And I'm just like, you know,
Yeah.
all in good stride, I will eventually,
But
please.
yeah, if you don't feel up to it right now, I think that's okay. And that doesn't
Yeah.
mean you don't like this person.
No, not at all. And
It
I'll
really
make time for them. I will
You
make
will.
time.
You will make time, but you'll just make it when you feel up for it. And we had a
Yeah.
busy, kind of stressful weekend, so
It was a little cuckoo
it was a
crazy,
little cuckoo
yes.
crazy. So it makes sense to me.
But we
Um,
found some time to convene and maybe we shouldn't have, but I don't know.
okay, that's fine. But also, you don't need to say on the podcast in case this person that you said you didn't want to see this weekend is listening that we went for drinks.
Oh no, because it was more like we did. I felt bad because at the end of this little like meetup that we did have on
Hmm.
Saturday, you did say at the end, like, oh my God, all we talked about was work. And I was like, oh, that's true.
Oh, but that's okay. I mean, business, we're business babes.
Business brats. Yeah.
We're little business brats. And we had a lot of work to talk about.
Yeah. And so, yeah, if anybody's listening that I stood up, ghosted, and or whatever, this meeting with Jenny was a business brat
It was a
meeting.
business meeting, and it
Yeah.
we can put it on our business expenses for our taxes. So
Yeah. I didn't
ultimately, it was
pay. Yeah.
no. I'm very excited about our guest today. Speaking of people that I like a lot and want to see, he is hilarious. He hosts a very funny, wonderful podcast called Asian Not Asian. Everyone, this is Mic Nguyen. Hi, Mike. You're muted, babe.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Oh, hey.
Thanks for that. I love being introduced. I wish that we would introduce each other like the old times, you know.
Yeah, like
When we meet, you know what I'm saying? Like if I never met Andrew before, I'd be like, yes, hello. I want you to meet my amazing friend. You're gonna
mhm.
love him. Give it up right now for Andrew. Like, and I just do that to like a regular person, you know.
Yeah, just on the
I would love
street.
to do just on the street. That's how we do it. Like, you
Yeah,
know, like it's
that would be
19th
so
century
cute.
but comedy style. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I like to do a kind of extra introduction for my guest on a podcast. I don't know if
I
that's
love it.
normal or not. Is it?
I think
Will
it's makes
we
perfect
allow
sense.
it? Okay.
I think so. And I think, you know, it's all those like comedy instincts that we have, you know, to like hype someone up right
Yeah.
before they come on. And I'm like, you see me running on stage, hey, what's going on? Hey, what's up, jerks? You guys cooking? You know,
I
stuff like
do
that.
feel like, Jenny, there were a few things like missing from your introduction for our guest, because like obviously we're talking before the pod recording that it's a beautiful camera. I've
Okay,
never
yes.
Oh, thank you.
seen someone arrive in a Zoom call with this high definition of a camera,
Mhm.
a crane microphone, if you will.
There you go.
Fireplace.
Oh my
A
Oh
full
god.
yes,
ass
that's right.
fireplace
All
and
my
an
stuff behind me.
armoire. Mike looks
An
hot right
armoire.
now for
Thank you.
everyone who's listening. You can't see him, but you could on YouTube if you hit up YouTube right now. The whole
Yeah,
episode is up there too.
Yeah, this is what I love about 2021, you know, and Asian guys are hot now, so you know,
Asian
what's
guys
good?
have always been hot.
We have been always hot, you know. So
Always.
it's just now now I can put it into my IMDb credit, you know,
Okay.
hot guy. So, yeah, but no, I'm so glad to be on here. So you know, I've been checking out the pod and loving it, and just love.
Aw,
I just love like conversations like this. So I think it's great.
amazing. Me too. I love gossiping. And
Yes.
the hot gossip about you is that you're married and boring now.
I'm so bored.
that is hot topic.
Yes, I'm married, and I you know, it's a fun. I don't know. I think it was fun. It was very long. I haven't been married that long. I've been only married like 3 years, but I've been with my wife for say what years? Okay, so like 13 years or something.
Oh my God.
Wow.
12 years or something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
We've been together a while. Yeah, and I've known her easily more than 20 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've known her that
Wow.
a very long time.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
So fully a married man on the podcast. I think our first ever married man.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
I'm very excited about it. I did mention before we started recording that I love marriage. So
Oh, you do? Why?
I do.
Really?
I love marriage. Yeah, because I had the whole
yeah, okay.
I
Go.
had the whole like, you know, little girl dream of it, you know, as a kid. I used to do like play pretend weddings. I love the thought of wedding planning because I love parties. So I buy into any movie with a big wedding dress moment. I love that.
Yes.
I'm obsessed with rom-coms. So I love the idea of marriage and weddings. And I personally think I'm a very monogamous person.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Okay.
I'm really not interested in the stress of having more than more than one person. No, thank you. I just like there's one person that I'm just gonna be like, yep, that's it. And then I'm like, they better be obsessed with me, and I don't want to know about anybody else ever.
Yes.
Ever again.
Good. That's good. I mean, it's hard for me to tell sometimes about because you know I live in Brooklyn and a lot of my friends are comedians and Brooklyn comedians and you know people who are on TikTok a lot, and I never know. Like I always feel like, oh, you know, none of us are ever married to each other. We're all married to the earth, you know. Like I'm just like I don't know what does that mean? I don't know, you know. So, but I mean, you know, I get it, and I mean, I also love parties. Like I had a really small, we had a really small wedding that you know, it was everything I always wanted it to be.
Really,
it was my idea. I was really the one who really wanted to get married. My wife was sort of like, whatever, we're ready together. She had already kind of resigned herself. And so she's like, whatever, we're already married. But, you know, I was like, no, we got to do it this way. We're going to have this big party and do it our way. And it was exactly what I wanted it to be. It was swaggy. I wanted swag like a motherfucker. That's what I hate. I hate corny weddings.
Oh, me too. Oh, my God. Okay. So what are the main ways that your wedding can be corny? This is important, I think, for everyone to know.
Oh, God.
One of my thoughts.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
Children. Children make weddings corny.
Yo, I didn't know
kids
that.
At the wedding.
I didn't know that for a while you could have weddings where it was like no children or something like you could put that in the invitation. It was like
Yes.
for only adults. I didn't know. I feel that was a kind of a newer thing, but it's a great move. We did have
Right?
some kids at our wedding, but it was, I mean, they were like, you know, our niece and nephews, like very
Mhm.
close kids,
They were
and they were
swaggy.
going to be okay. I don't mind getting drunk in front of them, you know.
Okay.
So
Swag
yeah.
kids with swag, as Andrew just said.
Yes.
Swaggy kids.
You know, like I feel anything where you know, like a performance where you're walking down the runway you know, the walkway, and you
Style?
do like a fun performance, you
Oh
know.
yeah. Okay, like a choreographed
Mm.
dance. No, thank you.
Yeah, you know,
But
I've seen
what if the
I've seen it done
year
well, and I've seen it done bad, so yeah.
the year was like 2011? Would it be okay? Like a
If it was
dance down?
2011.
If it was 2011 and it was only that one time, yes, then it was
Oh,
okay.
only that one time in
Only that
2011.
That one
time.
viral video was okay.
Yeah,
Right,
Everything
to
okay.
else.
Bruno Mars. I think I want to marry you. That was it, right?
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah,
think it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
Dynamite. It
Or
wasn't.
Dynamite.
No,
Oh, was it? It might have been. I can't remember what it was.
I forget. Yeah,
There's a Betty Who proposal. I remember
the
that
Betty
being
Who
huge.
proposal.
Betty Who proposal.
That's another one. Corny, really elaborate proposals.
No,
My
thanks.
proposal wasn't great, but I've also seen ones where it's like, okay, we're all gonna have all these guys come out and dance, and it's like all their friends, and they clearly can't dance, but they were practicing really hard in the garage.
Mhm.
Oh my god, I used to dance like on, you know, a street team, like, you know,
Really?
when I was a kid. Yeah, and
Cool.
yo, you gotta hit the marks, everybody. Okay, I just hate it when people are imprecise with the choreography.
Yeah,
just me.
no one wants to see that, and especially not if you're asking to wed me.
Yes.
The very
Yes.
least you could do is have the dancers in like prime form
Yeah.
hitting the fucking beats.
Yes, yes, yes. Hire some dancers, okay?
Yeah.
They need the money.
Yeah, I don't want to see
So-
my aunt dancing. No, thank you.
yeah.
Send her back to
Exactly.
New Jersey. No, thank you.
I don't want to see this in effect.
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't want to see that at all. So, what was your proposal? That wasn't good. Your
It
proposal
wasn't.
was bad?
It wasn't. It was okay. The trick with proposing in New York City is that it's impossible to be alone in New York City. Like, I think it's like we lived with a roommate at the time,
Oh,
so I couldn't even do it at home, like at our apartment, like unless
Mhm.
unless we were like in our bedroom, which I thought wasn't, you know, was super cramped in there. We just didn't have any privacy, and I couldn't take her to like I'll take you to a really nice restaurant and do it, because then there's people in the restaurant,
right.
right? And you can't do it there, and I didn't want to do. I was trying to do it where I didn't make a scene,
Mm-hmm.
so I ended up doing it like you know, I like walked with her to work. At the time, I didn't have. I worked at home, so I was, oh, I'm gonna walk you to work, and I used to do that all the time, and I kind of like did it then, you know, when as our walk to work. But
Okay.
there were still kind of people there, and like I was just like, oh, there's still there wasn't like a lot, but there was like this. It was like there was this one group of like 5 or 6 women who were clearly in like a tour group,
Okay.
you know, and I think we
Yeah.
made their day, you know. They're
Yeah,
like,
I'm
oh
sure
my
you
god,
did.
you know. But I was like, ah, damn it, you know. So it was cool. It was cool, but I was like, I really wanted it to be private, and
Yeah.
it was just so hard to do. It's impossible to be private in New York City.
What
So.
block was it on? Do you know what street? and
Oh
what
no, I know
block?
exactly. It's in the meatpacking.
Okay.
It's there's you know where there's a corner where it's all cobblestone, and there's some
Mhm.
tables that the city put out.
Yeah.
It's there. It was there, and
That's pretty.
would have been a good timing, because that they were like redoing some work there, so there were actually no tables there, and I thought it was gonna be really quiet, but it was not that quiet, even though it was like really early in the morning. So
Did you
yeah.
go down on one knee?
I did.
You did?
I also thought I did that, and I remember as I was going down on the knee, I was like, "What if she says no?" Like, it finally dawned on me. I was like, "Oh my god, what if she actually just is like nah?" And I was like, "Fuck," you know?
And then you're literally
Um,
on the pavement. You're just on the cobblestone streets
the
of me
cobblestone.
packing.
Yes, with a little tour bus of people going by watching me get rejected. I was like, "Fuck." Yeah, but I did that, and then I didn't. I remember also I didn't script what I was gonna say, because
Okay.
I was like, oh, I'm a stand-up comedian. I could think on my feet. No, terrible idea. Just I was like, this is the worst time to try to figure out crowd work. I just like completely botched it. You know, I mean, I told her I love her and everything,
That's good.
and I did surprise her. That was
Okay,
the thing.
that's
I did
nice.
surprise her. She didn't know it was gonna happen.
Did she cry?
So that was nice. She did later, like as she was like
Okay.
telling, because we called some people, and that was nice.
Oh.
And I had arranged it so that she didn't have to go to work that day. So that was
Oh,
nice.
You got
Nice
her the
day off, and
work?
yeah. And I was just like, so and we're like, hey, well, you know, so then that was the fun part, really, because then we had a day where we could hang out,
That's
and
so
she went
cute.
to get her nails done,
Okay. Yeah,
and I
because she
was
has
like,
to
all
take
right,
ring
this is
photos.
exactly. So that was cool.
Wow.
We sat in the park and called all of our family and
Mhm.
friends in beautiful Madison Square Park, and we had a drink after, and then we had you know, a little happy hour to celebrate, and we had
Mhm.
like a. And then we had like a fancy dinner after that. And it was just
That's a
that
perfect
day
day.
was really cool. Yes, that was a really great day. And I got her the ring she wanted.
Okay.
She has a Cartier like line like
Oh,
a Panther ring,
so
and
nice.
I
Swaggy.
poured all my money into it.
Okay.
And yeah, she's also not a corny person. She hates like corny diamonds,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
or something like that. Oh, you got this from your grandmother. Forget that. You know, I don't want that. I
No,
want
she wants her
Cartier.
own thing.
So
She wants Cartier. I love
exactly,
that.
exactly. So
Okay,
that was
and
great.
she picked it out. So she knew she was getting
Oh,
engaged.
I don't know why men think they can pick out a ring.
Yeah, I
You
don't
wouldn't trust
like
a
that
guy to pick
either.
out socks. No, why
No.
would you? Hell no.
Oh my
Why would
God.
you
Are
go
you
in
fucking
jewelry?
kidding me? I'm
Mm-mm.
not. Yeah, and it's going to be expensive, baby. I don't want you to
Yes.
buy like
Yes.
a couple $1,000 something that I hate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dumb.
No,
Stupid.
we looked a lot, and I
Yeah.
didn't think it made it less romantic. I thought, you know, it made it better because it was just like, you know, everything was falling into place. So it was really cool.
That's so sweet. And you knew each
Oh,
other
thanks.
maybe for 20 years, you said? So how did you
At
first
that
meet?
time, we met each other in college. We knew
Okay.
each other in college, so we were just friends for like a long time. I was like fully in the friend zone, which was cool. I was like, this is
Okay.
tight, you know. I was like, yo, I got a couch here. It's sick, and I was like legit, like totally fine being her friend. You know, we flirted. It was fun
Sure.
flirting. But
Yeah.
you know, I nothing ever happened. And then she decided to move to New York because she wanted to you know, kind of pursue her career. And I was like living it up in the Bay Area. I don't know if you know any Bay Area guys, but like
I know
Bay
a
Area dudes.
magician, Mike, so I don't
Okay,
know.
that's exactly right. Bay Area dudes, we could now it's different because of the tech thing, but like you
Hmm.
could be a Bay Area guys have a tendency, not all of them, but they have a tendency to just become just like bozos is what I call it. Just like dudes who like are really too into their fixed gear bicycle,
Yeah.
you
Mhm.
know, like oh my gosh, you know, I'm starting a mustache club or something,
Right.
you know, like
I want to build a tiny house and I get
yes,
imperfect produce. Mhm.
yes, and it's just kind of like a big shield for being a bum,
Yeah.
just like someone without aspirations. And I was
Mhm.
becoming that, I could tell. And I was like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta move. And I was like, I'll come to New York too, and I'll give this a shot and all that stuff. So that was, in retrospect, a lot of pressure. But I did it. So
So
we came out. I came out there like a year later, so we're long distance, and then we came out and yeah,
so you were just friends. She moved
yes,
to New York. At a certain point when
yes.
you were far away on opposite coasts, you decided that your flirting was actually something.
Oh no, yeah. We right before she left, I was like, we were hanging out more,
Hmm.
and then we started like seeing each other. You know, we like
So you're
things were
hooking
happening.
up.
So yes, exactly. So yes,
Okay.
that's right. And
Okay.
you know, we didn't
Mhm.
know if that was going to be something or not, but we knew that she was leaving. So when she left, it was kind of like we didn't know, right? But we were
Mhm.
still calling each other a lot and like, you know, all that stuff. We never said we were like, okay, we're definitely going to do it, but we didn't also say, okay, we can't talk to each other or like we need some space now. We didn't do that either. So we're kind of like in between. And then also for me, I was like, okay, well, I don't want to become one of these Bay Area bozos. So I was like, I got to get out of
You
here.
got to move.
And then, yeah,
Mm.
so it was again a lot of pressure, I think. But
Right.
you know,
Cuz
I came out there anyways. So
your relationship isn't defined at that point. And did you move into your own
no,
apartment or did you move in
no.
to
So
hers?
I moved in with her,
Okay.
and for a little while, yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And that seemed to be okay. You know, it could have really blown. I mean,
Yeah,
again,
that could have
like
been bad. That
I
could have
was
been
in
bad.
my mid-20s. You know, when you're mid-20s, you're like you think about 14 seconds ahead of what is happening right now.
Well,
So
that's what boys who are 25 do for sure.
yes,
Andrew, I'm
yes,
sorry. I don't mean that
exactly.
about you.
Yeah.
It's not you.
True.
Very, yeah, as a 25-year-old male, wow.
It's
Very
not
true.
you, babe. But we've said it on the podcast and I'll say it again. Men at 25, their brains aren't fully formed yet.
Yeah, it was real mushy, and I was very optimistic, and
Yeah.
also I don't know, it was reridiculous. So But you know, again, I came out here. I hadn't even started comedy or anything. I didn't know that I wanted to do that. I just came out here to kind of like try different things, try to be a creative person. And yeah, so I lived with her for a little bit, and then I found my own place in Brooklyn.
Okay.
And then, I lived away for a while. And then after a couple of years of that, where I was like at her place all the time, she was at my place all the time. And I was like, we should just move in together. And so I just moved right back into the apartment that
the
I
place
had
where you
left.
lived when you first moved. That's so funny.
And a lot of my stuff was there. So it was like the easiest move ever. And
That's
so, yeah,
wild.
so we kept that going, and we lived it was in the city. We lived in the city in Manhattan. So we did that.
You never broke up during any
No.
of this time? No period of breakup?
No, we just kind of like kept rolling. Yeah, it was
amazing.
we definitely had like, like extended fights, I guess you could call it. Yeah, we had like things like that. It wasn't like it wasn't smooth. Don't they say it was like roses and shit. It was a lot of work, is what I would say. I know people always say it's a lot of work, but it really is. It's like a complete change in your thinking, like how you should think about a relationship. And that was it. And she would say the same thing. So, I mean, I'm sure she's actually worked much harder than I have on it. And, yeah. So anyways.
Women are always doing the emotional labor.
Yes, exactly. My brain was just solidifying.
I know, finally becoming a real curvy brain. You were finally getting that.
I was losing my tail. I was like, I was getting the whole object permanence thing. I was like, this is cool. So when I can't see it, it's still there. Okay, that's interesting. That's tight. Keep going. And then I was doing comedy and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely like rough patches and stuff like that. But like now we're like in a, I would say a couple of years ago, even like right before we got married, we kind of like got into the thing where we knew when we were going to start fighting. Like it's almost like you knew a migraine was coming on and you can take steps to kind of mitigate it. So one of the big ones, for example, is, but if either one of us, if we felt a fight was coming on, the other person would throw a snack at that person, like an actual packet of food, because being hungry is, it sounds dumb, but that Snickers commercial is so right. If you just stop and just eat the snack,
you won't
and
be
then go
hangry.
Yes, because then you go, okay, you know what? I was getting upset because I'm like, we're getting into a thing where we're, and on top of that, I'm hungry, and it just, what I'm saying, and it just takes it down a notch,
so
just
she's
a little bit.
Throwing like a pack of pretzels at you, like, eat this.
I'm just like,
Mike.
I'm feeling disrespected, and then like, boom, a little like strawberry or something will hit me in the face, and I'm like, okay, I'll eat this.
Okay, I'll eat this.
And it goes,
snack,
and
I'll be better.
It's really what it is. It's like, I don't know if you're into things like CBT, like cognitive behavioral therapy, things like that. There's like little steps you can do which help you just reframe your mind, and almost, it's like mindfulness, where you're like, I know I'm upset at something, and in general, people turn it on on the person, and they go, I'm upset at you. Exactly, I'm mad at you for something, when actually you're like, I'm mad that I'm embarrassed. I'm mad that I'm afraid. I'm mad that I'm vulnerable or whatever. And you have to kind of like know that that's happening. And she, she knows, and I know, and we can do this thing where we still fight, but it's, we just know each other's thing. We're like, okay, you're not mad at me. You're mad that like, I'm annoying, which is totally fair. That's but that's a different thing.
Yeah, I'm annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm annoying. I get it.
I'm annoying. And here are some Cheez-Its. And like, let's talk it out.
Cheez-Its have saved people. They can save people's marriages. Cheez-Its, man. I'm telling you. Keep some Cheez-Its in your car. Okay. Anyways.
Oh my God, we should call Cheez-It and tell them that. That's their new.
That's your new campaign. Okay.
Campaign.
Yeah. Are you about to get
a
divorced? Yeah. Here's some Cheez-Its. Okay.
Here's some Cheez-Its. Think about it. Yeah. That's so silly. I want to know, before we have moved too far past it, how your friend zone. How you got out of the friend zone? How did that first hookup happen? Was it drunk? I'm like, it's usually drunk in my experience, but I want to know.
I think we were definitely drinking. I think getting out of it is for me a function of getting a better haircut And because I look at these old pictures of myself and I thought I could like pull off this faux hawk. Again, this is
Really?
like 2008. Okay,
Mhm.
Oh
so
my
hey, leave
God.
me alone. And I was like, no, I could not pull it off. And I decided to shave my head and like just like buzz it, which is
Uh-huh.
the hair I have now. And you know, that's just like I just look a lot better, you know, in it. And then on top of just like I think I don't know, I think too that you know, uh, part of me says like the friend zone kind of doesn't exist, and then part of me says it does. And I think the way to get out of it is
What
I
are you
think with
gonna
me and
say?
her,
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. I'm trying to think about exactly because I do remember like having a talk with her. I was like, hey, we flirt a lot. Do you think something's going on? And she was like, nah, we're just flirting.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, it's fine. So but I think getting out of it was just I don't know, tenacity. I don't know, you know,
Okay. Perseverance.
just like hey, yeah, just like hey, you know, it's cool, we can hang out and everything's fine. And I was really was okay with being in the friend zone until I wasn't, if that makes sense. So
Mhm.
then I was like, oh man, something's going on here. And I just kind of kept chasing that feeling, you know.
And you got a good haircut, and you're like, look at
I
me.
got a good haircut, and that's a huge thing because
That's huge.
I was goofy. I was goofy before, man. I had bad eyeglasses. Now I have good eyeglasses.
Yeah, you look
Stuff like that.
good. We've already
Thank
said
you.
it. You look really
Yeah,
good.
yeah, exactly. I got, you know, get a better lens on your webcam. That's one of them.
That's
That
it.
could
You
be a
know.
big deal, life changing. I mean, I love
Yeah.
that. All
So
of our listeners are just going to start, they're all going to go out and book a hair appointment now. They're like, I got to get out of the friend zone. I better
you
change
know,
up
it's
my
yeah,
style.
absolutely, all that stuff, you know, like the goofballs that are just out there, all the straight male goofballs who are out there just with their basic haircuts, you know, and their bad skin, you know, shit like that. So
Yeah, wash your face and maybe you can leave the friend
yes.
zone.
Wash their face.
Yeah, learn
Yeah.
about moisturizer and
Yeah.
maybe, yeah, maybe things will change for you.
Yeah, there you go.
That's so funny. Okay, so I love that. So you've been dating for a long, long time,
Yes.
slash married now for 3 years.
Right. Yes.
Has being married changed anything about your lifestyle or your relationship?
I would say the marriage stuff, no.
Mm-hmm.
From like, yeah, there's no change like internally, I guess. Like with between me and her, sex is the same. It's always been the same.
Mm-hmm.
The honestly, the only weird part, the only change was that now I call her my wife,
Mm-hmm.
which in my mind like ages her up so much. And like same thing when she, this is my husband, and I'm just like, who's that? Who are you talking
Yeah,
about?
like,
Because I should have like a pot belly or something
right.
and
Who's
like
that
be
old man you're
obsessed.
talking about? I don't know him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm looking for a good deal on VCRs, you know? So that's me. But, you know, so that's the only thing I remember when I was calling her that. Well, now I'm used to calling her that. And actually, sometimes I like calling her my partner because then it makes it
Oh,
sound like we're still young. Hey, she's my partner. It's cool, you know?
yeah,
We,
very cool, very
who
chill,
knows?
very
It's
urban
chill.
area. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's chill. What's chill, you know? But like when I call her my wife, it's like suddenly she becomes like a Russian like grandmother who's like, where are you? You know, like, oh my
Yeah,
God, my
she's
wife's
making you
calling me back. You
she's
know?
making you blintzes and pierogies at home.
Yes. Which hey man, that's why I stay home because she makes me those dumplings and I'm like, girl got the
Is she a good
dumplings.
cook?
Yes, we're both. Yes, she's really good at that. We both love eating. That's a big thing. She's
Mhm.
Korean American. I've talked about this on my podcast before, but like it's nice to be with someone who, if you go, you want to eat rice today? They go, yup. What else would we eat? And you go, yup. And it's just like, that's just how we roll. We're Asian people. We eat rice every fucking day, and it's not a problem.
Yum.
You know, eating is really, it's like one of those things that you just got to spend time with them in order to keep the relationship going. And one of them is eating with them. So like, you
Yeah.
know, even before when I was, when we were just dating, you know, I try to go out and like, it's fun to go to eat restaurants and stuff like that. We both love eating and we're all about that. So now she's like all about cooking.
I love that.
And I cook too. So don't get me wrong, but she's
Okay,
much better than me then.
okay. And we have to
Yeah,
acknowledge that. Sometimes we have to acknowledge when we're just not as good.
I'm not as good. Yeah.
We just have to be
better.
honest. Yeah.
It's
And that's
just how it
important.
is.
That's what it is.
She does everything.
And you're here, but you're swaggy.
I'm swaggy,
Arm
and
candy, maybe, I don't know.
I do work out quite a bit, so that's
Okay,
why
that's
I
good.
do try to, try, I'm wearing the tight t-shirts all the time. I do think about that. I'm like, I gotta at least do that, come on.
You have to bring
Yeah.
something to the
I gotta
table
bring
here
something to the table
because she's
for
brought delicious dumplings. So what are you bringing?
yeah, I have to be a delicious dumpling also.
Yes,
That's
you
the
also
thing.
have to be a delicious dumpling for sure.
Hey,
I think that
yeah.
makes a lot of sense in terms of like finding some shared interest with a partner is so
Mm-hmm.
important. And eating is definitely a good one. For me, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I love entertainment. Like I like seeing shows and movies and like going out to things. So it's always really important
Yeah.
to me that whoever I'm dating wants to do that kind of like
Yes.
event-based activity with me. Like I'm
Yes.
not someone who
Yes.
wants to stay home all the time.
Yeah. 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 I 100% agree. Like you gotta generally like to do, like, for example, if we go on vacation, we're like
Mhm.
almost on the exact same page as far as like we want to go shopping, and then we want to check out this like this cool bar, and then we want to
Mhm.
go to this cheesy bar, but only so we can make fun of everybody at the bar. I'm like, yeah, that's one of the big things. That's how she and I bonded, was like we would like sit at the bar and just like smack talk everyone else in the bar. Just like, look at that person's bad shoes. Oh man, hating on stuff brings people together,
It
dude.
really
Oh my god, it's
does.
the best. It's the
Shared
best. And we
enemies.
still
We love
do it.
that.
Yeah, she's like, oh look how terrible that her purse is with her, and I'm just like, yeah, her purse sucks. It's the best. We make out after
Okay,
that.
I'm
It's the
scared to
best.
just be at the same restaurant as you at any point.
Yeah.
Remind me not to go to the one that you're at.
Exactly.
Just in case. Um this brought up a question for me that I then lost. Oh, how does she feel about your stand-up lifestyle? Because you weren't doing that when
Yeah.
you first started dating. So did that change
No.
anything?
So that is tough, and it's funny because I was just, we've been in the, you guys call it the panini? The panini? Is that what you
Panini, the
guys call
pandemic, the
Panera bread.
it? The
panda
Panera bread.
panda replay.
Being stuck in a Panera bread does
Yeah.
feel like a pandemic. Yeah, I understand, because I've been there trying to connect to the Wi-Fi and it's just not working. So yeah. So it's funny because I was looking through my old um I used to put all my on my stories all the shows I had for that
Mhm.
month or whatever, right? There'd be some, just like you, Jenny, like there'd be some weeks where I have two or three at night or whatever, or I have like a bunch, in a row, all throughout the week. And I was like thinking about it because now I'm home all the time. And
Mhm.
when I had these shows that would be out, I would be out until not that late, on a weeknight, maybe like 10 or 11. And
Mhm.
I'm like, damn, I come right home and then I'm going to sleep because we have to go to our day jobs or whatever. And I was like, shit, I was like never around. And so I did try to like balance that, because again, relationships really are just like, it's a lot of FaceTime. You just like just
Mhm.
put the time in, and it's just kind of like comedy. So I had to kind of balance that out. And she's always been supportive of it. So she's been to so many shows.
Aw, that's
And
nice.
she honestly has like a pretty good gauge of comedy now,
Mhm.
because she's been to so many terrible ones. She's seen so many terrible comics, and she can now kind of like, she has a really strong, smart opinion about comedy. But she knows that I'm like a creative weirdo.
Yeah.
She knows that if I didn't do this, I'd be off like making a documentary about like pelicans or something.
Mhm.
So she tolerates it. I mean, she supports it.
Mhm.
And I think, for me, I'm trying to make sure that I'm not gone for too long, too many days in a row or something. And I don't do a
Yeah.
lot of road work. I've
Mhm.
probably only done that a few times in my whole career. So that I'm trying not to do like things where I'm like, I'm going on tour for 6 weeks.
Right.
I'm not gonna
I'm
do shit like
away
that.
forever and I'll never see
That
you
doesn't make
because
that
I'm
doesn't make
telling
sense to me.
jokes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. And oh, hey, don't worry. I'm getting paid upwards of $20 each time. Like,
It's
come on,
so
buddy.
worth it.
It's
Don't worry,
yes,
babe.
exactly. Yeah.
I'm getting
Don't worry.
drink
Hey,
tickets for us and the family.
yeah, yeah. Don't worry, honey. We got so many drink tickets. Okay, get the kimchi out. It's gonna be good. It's bad. So yeah.
Uh, that's actually something that Matthew Broussard said too when he came on the
Yes.
podcast, that he really has to balance how much time he's performing and
Yeah.
when he's prioritizing like at home, like
Yes.
quality time with
Yes.
his girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think when I'm when we're doing stuff that's not comedy, I'm like really trying not to, you know, maybe trying to be real present or something. And even, I mean, just kind of like the flip side is I think it actually makes me better at comedy because I don't think about it so much, and I'm not like always in it, you know. So I get to go away for a little bit, I kind of reset, I come back. And it could be really nice. And we actually on our honeymoon, we went to Japan and Korea, and it was awesome. And I did comedy out there.
Cool.
And it was cool. Yeah, it was really cool. And what was
So
really
cool.
cool about it was I did a show, and then right after the show was at was in Gangnam. With, you know, Gangnam Style is the song, and that's where it is, and it's a very cool young like place. And right after the show, we walked down the street to this awesome bar, and it was an awesome like way to experience the city, you know? And same thing when I did a show in Japan, and all the people were like, oh yeah, check out this thing, like, you know, when you're done with the show, check out this bar here, or go to this street here. Again, awesome. It was an awesome way to experience the city, so it was cool.
That's really cool. And that's got to be so badass too, to be on a honeymoon and like, I'm performing, whatever, I'm a stand-up.
Yeah.
And now, like,
it was like the best of both worlds, I guess, and it was fun, and it was a nice thing to see. And, you know, like, as much as I think she's always like, why do you do comedy? You're not funny, you know. She always says that to my face, but of course I know she secretly is laughing at my jokes, and then she gets pissed when other people are laughing. She's like, that joke was funny, you guys are idiots. And I was like, yes, this is my this is a down bitch, man. Hell yeah, dude. So
I love that. Do you ever practice jokes on her, or you would never?
No, I do. There used to be a thing where if I did a joke and she didn't laugh, I knew it was going to work.
Okay.
And then if there was also a time where if I did a joke and she laughed, I was like, it's not going to work. There's just something. But now it's a little different. Now I'm like, oh, I can say something, or she can see me say something, and she'll be like, oh, you should try this. You know, again, it's become like much more nuanced, because she sees exactly like, oh, before it's not just about the content. It's also about like, how do you think that audiences will take it, you know? And from seeing so many shows, she understands like the dynamic of doing comedy on stage is like there's a certain thing to it. So she knows what that is. That's
cool. It's kind of nice that very nice that she's so ingrained in like what your world is like, and can actually be an asset and help you and take you out of it. That's so nice. That's freaking cool. And also, did you ever in your life have to be on the dating apps, or no, you fully missed them?
No, I was so when, you know, we were getting together, that was at the time when people were starting to get on the apps, and it was like, if you met someone through the apps, it was unusual. Yeah. And it was a little bit like,
little shady, like, there. You met on Tinder. Okay.
But it wasn't like you're a complete psychopath, you know, you're like a total weirdo, you're basically, you know, a troll or something. So it was getting better. And also we didn't have like apps, we had like Match.com, right, you know, where it was like basically MySpace with dating. So you had to like fill out this thing, and you had to check the notes and stuff
profile.
Like that. Yes, exactly.
Like a lot of
where
work.
It was like, yes, it was a lot more work. It was a lot more like web 3.0 rather than like an app where you were doing. So I completely missed the apps, and I'm glad, because like, hey, I think I'm a hottie. I look great in this camera, but I just don't think I would translate in the app like that. You know, I got inner beauty, you know? So
are you good at texting? Are you charming over text?
No, I don't think so, because I don't even know what you mean. Okay. You know, I didn't even know that was a thing. Is that a thing? You can be good at? Really?
Yeah, you can be good at texting. Yeah, banter over text is so important, and that's a lot of dating these days.
Really? I mean, what makes a good banter or on text?
Because, well, you don't meet in person right away, and this is like was even true before the pandemic. You spend a bit of time like talking either in the app or on text outside of the app before you meet up, and then there's a whole period of time, if you've been on one date, where you might have like a week in between the first date and the second date, where the communicating you're doing is probably over text, maybe every couple days, maybe not every day. So like text banter becomes kind of important early on in relationships. Andrew, am I right? Like back me up. Okay, okay.
Yeah, you need to have, it's like, you're testing out like material. It's like you have to like come prepared with like a very thought out response, because then
Really?
Yes.
yeah, because like, if
Okay,
you like
so
send like, oh, I'm just eating dinner, it's like, oh, like I'm da 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 da, like a reference to things in
really?
the past.
Yes, and
Yeah.
you got to be funny and cute over text to keep people's attention because you're
Mhm.
competing against all of these other people who are
Oh my God.
just like little like AI robot people in the app until
Yes.
you meet them in person, you
It's a
know.
game. It's a
It's a
total
game.
game.
It's a little game. So,
So yeah, so I mean, okay, so are you so you Jenny and you Andrew, like are you the same way on text as you are say like right now and or on stage? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you want to bring that energy or do you have to kind of like turn up or turn it
yes.
down or be different?
Yeah, like performing like on energy,
Mm-hmm.
definitely. And my
Really?
performing on energy is kind of the same as my like on this podcast or
Yeah.
in life energy. So, you know,
Okay.
my texts sound like me. They're like,
Yeah.
you know, using like quirky words and lots of exclamation points and emojis and like
Mhm.
it sounds like me, but I am trying to be like funny and quippy if I'm
Got
like
it.
dating, like flirting with someone for the first time over text.
Yeah.
I
Got
think
it.
it turns down over time potentially, but like,
Yeah.
but
No, but
yeah.
I love a phone call so much more.
Hmm.
There's so much emphasis on like a good text message. Obviously, I have a problem with texting people back on time
Right.
as
As
well,
we've
and so
heard.
like
Yeah. Okay.
it's an issue. But like as long like when you have them on the line, you know, I
Mhm.
love that so much more.
But yeah, I'm like looking
Wow.
back, I'm like, yeah, I'm like trying to find my Hinge. I haven't been in Hinge in a hot second because I do have a boyfriend now. But um,
It's
what?
yeah, it's just like I always feel like there's just so much like every single person in the world has become a content creator
Mhm.
and like it's just so much work and nobody's getting paid for any of it, you know. I know you're
No.
supposed to you maybe eventually get paid in dick, but like, you know, hey, that's not a great return on
No,
investment for
that's
like some fire lines, you know.
right. For
So
being totally a social media manager, basically, in my Hinge
yes,
app. Like
exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
writing so
Yeah.
much copy here. Like
Yes,
fire
exactly.
copy, and
Just
maybe I'll get a dick, and
yeah.
hopefully I won't get murdered. But that's like
Yeah.
that's
That's
what
the
I'm
goal.
getting.
Damn.
Either dick or I'm getting
Yeah.
murdered. Okay, yeah, like what is this? This man puts like, are we getting a dog? Is pick a topic of conversation. And I'm like, what kind of dog do you want? There are unfortunately wrong answers. And then he says a Shiba, and that's all he tells me. And then I'm like, okay, I'm bored.
Right.
I'm bored
Yeah.
now. It's
That's a
done.
great
It's
Damn.
answer.
over.
Oh
Even though that's
man.
a cute dog,
Oh,
he didn't have anything else to say.
right. You gotta. Yeah. Okay. Jeez. Oh, that's brutal.
Right?
Well, maybe I would be better at that. I'm generally better at writing, but you
Mhm.
know, it's oh, that's a lot of stress. You know,
I know. It,
that's a
it
lot of
is. It
stress.
is a lot of
Yeah.
stress. It feels like kind of like weird, like literally like video game like pressure.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Right.
maybe it's fun for some people who like that, but that ain't me, babe. That
Yeah.
ain't me.
Yeah. Right.
Um, I wonder, Mike, did you bring us a receipt?
So
Anything?
I do have some receipts. I have a, you know, I have a receipt as far as like texts that I sent, you know, me and my wife,
I
and I
love
have
that.
an actual DM slide. So
Wow. Okay.
people, yeah, I don't
I
know
want to
which
hear
one you want.
I want to hear them all.
Okay, okay.
We
So
got time. Let's hear it.
let's I don't know how this is gonna work. So I sent my wife a so I was away and I was at you know you know there's been all this terrible like you know Asian anti-Asian violence. So there was a rally and it was awesome to see the community come together. But I went alone. My wife wasn't feeling well, and I was feeling cute. So I had my glasses. I basically looked like this, and I sent a picture
Send her a
of myself
selfie.
like a selfie, and
Yeah.
I said sending you a thirst trap,
Okay.
right? And I don't know, like I don't know how dudes in their I guess dudes in their 30s send thirst traps like usually with their shirt off, but that's not
Yeah.
me. The more
Okay.
stuff I have on, the better I look. So
Okay.
I was like, yes,
Your
sending
thirst
you a
trap
thirst
is
trap.
also your style. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. And then since my wife was, you know, she's feeling under the weather, she replied, "How'd you know I'm thirsty?" And then I replied, "Hey, hey, hey, you mean?" And then I sent her a peach emoji.
Okay.
And then she says, "Is that supposed to be your buns?" And I was like, yes, my buns. So we have this also thing. I got a pretty good butt for a dude. I do a lot of squats and kettlebell. So she's always talking about how my butt's too big for her. So that was kind of like our little fun flirtation.
Wow.
He likes to nag
Yeah.
you. It's cute.
Oh my God. Constantly. She's Korean.
This lady's
Korean people,
nagging you.
so good at this, just all day long. Yeah, but it's great. It's like a fun, I mean, so then
I love it. That was very cute married flirting.
It was
really
cute. And also
very
I knew
sweet.
To bring her some water. Yeah, exactly.
And you brought her water. That's good. That's
exactly.
a really good husband.
Got to keep up homeostasis. So so that was that was my flirting thing. And a lot of our texts are like combination, like very mundane, but then also like, where are you? I had a really nasty fart and I wanted you to smell it. And you're like, she's like, gross. And I'm like, yeah. And like, it's like, it's silly, but
yeah,
that's what's fun about it.
It's sweet.
So, yeah.
I feel like if you were single just dating, you might have sent her an actual picture of your ass and not just a peach emoji.
That's true. Yes.
And I think that's the difference between
do people like that? I can never tell.
I like boy butts.
Okay.
I like boy butts, but I do think that men have a harder time sending a good nude than women do.
Yes. Why is that? Because of men just don't know how to do it? Or
yeah, I think like straight men knowing how to take good pictures and the angles, and also I think women's bodies are objectively just very beautiful. So it's just harder. It's harder to get the pic you want, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
It's my opinion. I don't know.
No, that makes absolute sense. Yes. I mean, again, everybody here is now we're all content creators with our own bodies.
Right.
So
it's true.
It's good stuff.
True. But I would say I don't know. I like a good boy butt for sure.
Okay, great.
Sure.
Well,
just putting that out in the universe.
Okay, great. I mean, I'll have my wife tell you how good it is. So
okay, yeah. Please have her send me a text with a description.
yeah.
Like a very, very wordy description of what it's like.
A very, very wordy description. Exactly. Yeah.
I want like a 100 character count description.
Right. Yes, exactly. It's it's not even anatomical. It's like allegory. It's like, imagine the hills and valleys of Georgia, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful.
And then a slide into the DMs, Mike.
Oh yeah, so I never have a DM slide ever. I think it's because almost all my comedy sets usually involve me mentioning I'm married or talking about my wife. So I never have a DM slide. The co-host to my podcast, Fumi Abe,
who we love, he has plenty of the show.
We love. He's great. He's great, and he gets a lot of DM slides. And so which is totally cool. And so people never slide into my DMs. The only time people slide into my DMs is they want to ask about career advice or something like that, or like hey, as a creative person, what do you think I should do with this and that? That's the only.
Pay me to consult you. Pay me to be your
yes, exactly. I'm you want from one content creator to another, you got to hook it up. Here's my PayPal. Yes. So once somebody, I did a show. I did like a corporate show, like on Zoom, and the person was like, "Hey, I saw you at the comedy event today, and wondering if you knew of any realtors, because I'm trying to make a move." Smiley face. And then I know. And then in my mind, cute. I was like, yo, this person's trying to move to New York City. I get it. Hustle. I didn't even know this was a DM slide. And then I was like, I was like, move to New York City? Question mark. And then she goes, sorry for the confusion. I was just trying to slide into your DMs because I thought you were cute and funny. And stuff like that. And then I was like, oh, haha, I'm married, blah, blah. So she was there. It was very PG.
Very PG,
really.
But honestly, what a good opening line.
That was good.
Cute. I like it. Yeah. Andrew, do you like it?
Yeah, so I didn't know where they were going. I was like, a real event. Like, okay.
Right. Trying to make moves, I don't know. Are those kind of openers? It's like still like, like kind of wordplay openers. Are those okay still?
I guess so. No one's ever done that to me. I don't think I've ever gotten a one-liner like that. And I really liked it from this girl, but maybe I like it because I know she's a cute girl and she means no harm.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I see.
So maybe I like it more, but
yes.
Funny.
Yeah. So it was cool. Yeah, nice. I immediately showed my wife. I was like, "Oh, check this out! I got a DM slide." And she's like, "Good job. Yeah, you still got it." I was like, You know, she gave me a lollipop after. I was like, yay.
Okay, good. That was just to prevent a fight from happening. She was just trying to
yeah, exactly.
take
Yeah,
your
that
snack.
then yeah, cheese it hit me in the face. I was like, okay, I got it. So, but yeah, that was fun.
That's really cute. I love it.
Yeah.
Cheers and kudos to that girl wherever she may be. I'm wishing her that she successfully got into someone's
Yeah.
DM.
I think so. But if she does need realtor advice, you know, I can call my uncle. So, you know, either way she wins.
You got her either way.
Yeah, good stuff.
So Mike, we play this little game on the pod. It's kind of the last thing that we're gonna do. And do you feel ready for a little game?
Yes, I do. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, perfect. It's called Quick and Dirty. I'm going to ask you 4 quick questions and you just answer them the first thing that comes to your mind. So, favorite flirty emoji?
Ooh, the squirty water thing. That's just
Really?
Oh, I love it. It's just so basic. It's just like, yeah, got it. Wet.
That's it. Don't have to think about it. Wet. Okay.
Yeah, sweat. I don't even know what it is. Yeah, cool.
You know what it is.
Hydration.
Read receipts, yes or no? Read receipts on text message.
No. Wait, no. Way too much pressure. Also, read receipts don't exist in real life. There's no analog for that. Okay, doesn't exist. If you know, nobody gets a notification if you read the article. You know, say it just disappears. That's it.
Best thing the thing that makes you happiest that your wife does. This new one. Just
oh man. She is best thing that she does that makes me happiest. Oh man. She has this really dismissive face she does sometimes. Not even like a resting bitch face, a true dismissive face that she does sometimes. Sometimes to me, sometimes to other people. Always awesome. Always awesome.
Every time.
It's just like she's just like, I'm better than you and you know it, and the fact that you don't know it shows how much better I am than you. Best.
I love it. Okay, and best date.
Best date.
Yeah, best date.
You mean best date that's ever really happened?
Yeah, tell me the best date that's ever happened. I kind of meant like best thing to do on a date potentially, but I want to know the best date that's ever happened.
Best date that's ever happened.
Best date.
Oh man, you know, I mean, I think maybe it's just because it was top of mind, but you know, the day I got engaged was an awesome date.
Gorgeous.
You know, I think that should be a thing. You know, don't do the cheesy dance before you ask someone to get married, or you know, get engaged and then do something fun.
Yeah.
You know, do some Molly and just hang out at the park. Just
do
chill,
some Molly, put glitter on your face, go clubbing. Yeah.
Boom. That's
Fun.
love. I don't know. You know, come on.
I love that. Simple. Amazing. And that was Quick and Dirty. And Mike, you've been such a fun guest. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thanks for listening to my crap. And
I loved your crap.
Yeah.
None of it was crap.
Thank you. No, thank you so much.
Shouts
to the thank you to you and to Andrew and to the good people at Cheez-Its. And
for all the work
I hope that checks on the way. So you know, for us, because we've sold at least 3 or 4 boxes today.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Mike, everyone who's listening absolutely needs to follow you. How do they do that?
Yes. Find me on Instagram at Nice Pants Bro. And also check out my podcast, Asian Not Asian podcast. It's on all the platforms anywhere, and just search for it and you'll be there, and it's good times.
Such good times. This has been so much fun. And again, listeners, I'm just going to ask you, if you love it, rate it, review it. If you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Who even are you? What are you doing with your life if you're not subscribed? We give you so much. We give you good gossip. We give you relationship advice. You all are getting engaged. You're getting new haircuts, and you're getting out of the friend zone. And we love that for all.
Yes.
Of you. Yes.
Hair matters. Hair matters so much. Or no hair. Either one. Yeah.
And this was Receipts.